Attention turns to the lights then. 5-second board is shown. Tension builds and the lights go out. There's one car that doesn't get away. That's the 29 car of Joey DePrato, but he does finally pull away from the grid rather slowly. Very slowly, in fact, but the leaders have got one on the grass. I think that's Lewis. It's not Lewis Richardson, it's Mark Ridout, isn't it, that's on the grass. He's dropped back. It's Lewis Richardson in the gravel at Clervaux Corner on the first lap. Is he going to manage to get out of there? I think he is, thankfully. But that's the championship leader. He's gone off onto the grass, onto the gravel, I should say, on the opening lap of the race. Mark Ridout as well didn't make the best of starts in the number 92 car, the bright orange car. It's Justin Griffiths that's got the lead then. Darren Ransom second and Jack Kingsbury third. So these are the three drivers that have been contesting the podium so far this weekend. And at the moment, the one that's leading is the one that's yet to have a race win, Justin Griffiths.
Yes, absolutely. He got a fantastic start. Just going down the start-finish straight, just managed to get ahead of Darren Ransom, taking the lead. And we were talking earlier, yesterday, with Darren Ransom and Jack Kingsbury about the slipstream. And I remember Darren Ransom said that, no, it was Justin Griffiths, sorry, that said he wasn't 100% sure the slipstream did a whole lot around here. So if that's the case, then, you know, maybe he could just about keep hold of that position. In the meantime, number 72 O'Connor and 12 in the gravel, yeah, just going off the track there. I'm not 100% sure what happened, just squeezed out a little bit.
Just run wide, I think, at Sunny out and kicked up the dust. Going wide again here is the number 30 car of Darren Ransom. He's off on the grass. He's on to the tarmac runoff area. He's only going to lose the one position, I think. That's allowed Jack Kingsbury to go through into second position. He's got Nick Harrison there in the 111 car with sort of Dayglow green trim just behind him. Then it's Mark Ridout. So Mark Ridout does lead the 182s in fifth position overall. Then it's Pete O'Connor in sixth place. In another of the more modern cars, we've got one heading into the pit lane as well. I can see that is the 57 car of Matthew Poncia, the driver from Norwich, is out of the race, I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, definitely a shame for him to end like that. Hopefully it might be a minor issue, can get back out onto the track. But in the meantime, yes, so we just go back to the start of the race there. Lewis Richardson went straight into the gravel, giving the place to Mark Ridout. Now, Mark Ridout has obviously had a bit of an up and down weekend so far, so I think he would absolutely take the opportunity to take a class win with open arms if it were to come to him. In the meantime, he's just in the middle of a battle with Peter O'Connor going up the inside into tower. No massive point in him defending too hard against Peter O'Connor in different classes. And Mark Ridout's next competitor in his class is James Gahagan in 8th place, and he's a little bit, he's a couple of seconds behind, so it's got a little bit of room still.
Yeah, Lewis Richardson came across the line in 13th at the end of lap 1 and 4th of the 182s. There's Ridout then in the AJS Body Shop sponsor car. He's gone a little bit wide now and kicked up a bit of dust on the exit of Sunny, but he has got a bit of daylight between himself and Gahagan, who will say the number 27 car for the 41-year-old from Chelmsford, consulting project manager by occupation. Justin Griffiths, though, still leads here. Had budged over half a second at the end of the first lap from Jack Kingsbury in second place. In third place, it's Ransom, number 30. Fourth place, number 111, Nick Harrison. And fifth place, Pete O'Connor. So first 5 cars are all in Class B, the 197s and 200s. Mark Ridout is next up, and there's some bodywork come flying off someone's car there. Down the straight. I think that might have been Chris Page, I think, in the 31 car.
I think it was. I think basically what happened was, coming down the start finish straight, maybe have had a little bit of contact at some point around the lap that we didn't see, and then it got caught on the front of Lewis Richardson's number 7 car, and then flew out from that. So initially, yeah, there we go. We can just about see, yeah, the front bumper has come off the number 31, and it is currently lying in the middle of the start finish straight. So marshals may need to just quickly jump out and recover that. I don't think, yeah, I can see a couple of marshals now running out to grab the pieces. I think we should just about get away with a yellow flag briefly, just while they recover those parts. Yeah,
they've got time to get back behind the barriers before the cars come around again. There is the race leader, Justin Griffiths. Look, he's under pressure now from Jack Kingsbury, who set the fastest lap of the race on the previous lap, which was, of course, the first flying lap. But they've pulled away here from the third place car of Darren Ransom. Nick Harrison now feeling a bit of pressure from Pete O'Connor. He's got Pete O'Connor's breath on his neck. And there's another bit of bodywork that's now being recovered as well. It's a little bit further up the road by the marshal as well, but again, a bit more time for him to get behind the barriers there. So it is as they come through the complex once again. The 55 car of Justin Griffiths leading. The 3 car of Jack Kingsbury in second place, and those two only about 1 car length between them as they come out of the hairpin for the final time and head up and over the line. It's Ransom on his own in third, Harrison fourth, O'Connor fifth, Ridout in sixth, with the 12th car of Matt Hipkins in seventh place. But it looks like Kingsbury here is going to try and mount a move on the lead.
Yeah, he was little bit too far back going to the start finish straight there. You can see Justin Griffiths just weaving left and right down the start finish just to try and keep his position and break that toe that Jack Kingsbury was having there. But it doesn't look like he could get quite close enough. Coming round the chicane onto the back straight now, he looks close enough maybe. If he's brave enough on the brakes, he may get a move into tower. He goes, has a bit of a look up the inside, but no, switches back to the left hand side, tries to get an undercut instead. Justin Griffiths is having none of that. He takes his line, sticks it out to the outside on the X's, and they are going now down towards the Jim Clark S's with Justin Griffiths still in the lead.
Absolutely right. So through the left and right flick they go. They'll be pretty much flat out in these cars. Look how close it is for fourth place as well now between Nick Harrison and Pete O'Connor. So they're having a good scrap as well. Now is Griffiths going to feel all the pressure here from Jack Kingsbury? They're both quite experienced racers now in the Clios. Oh, and a moment there for Nick Harrison. He's gone wide, I think, on the way into Sunny, and that's allowed Pete O'Connor to get through into fourth position. So O'Connor now, the Irish driver based in Bristol these days. Last year's champion from the 182 class, he's there in fourth spot. Now they go through the complex, the 2 leaders, only still a car and a half length between Griffiths and Kingsbury as they're coming up towards the end of lap 4. 100%,
and I'm quite impressed with Peter O'Connor so far this race. He seemed to be absolutely on it, just making moves, not making any mistakes and pressuring others into those mistakes, as we just saw Nick Harrison running a little bit wide, and Peter O'Connor didn't need any other invitation to sweep right up the inside. Meanwhile, right at the front, Jack Kingsbury is still stuck on the rear bumper of Justin Griffiths, number 55, and he just can't find a way around. It's a difficult track to overtake, especially in one of these cars. Coming round the Hawthorne Bend now, and then going to come through the chicane. He looks like he's quite close, and maybe into tower he may have an opportunity if he's brave on the brakes. They look very, very close coming down the back straight.
Yeah, they do. Now Kingsbury in this tow. We're watching some side-by-side action. The 182s on screen. That's Chris Page and the 18 car of Mark Witherington doing battle with him. This is for fourth position within the 182s. They're making their way through Hawthorne and towards the chicane now. Chris, who had a big accident at Castle Combe last year, but we're very pleased that he's back on the grid. Then we've got the 18 car of Witherington just behind him, the 41-year-old from Leicestershire, the Autosport franchisee, hence the livery on that car. Here are the 2 leaders though. Oh, and a bit out of shape there was Justin Griffiths as he went through Barcroft.
Was he out of shape, or was that on purpose? Because that seemed to be a very calculated slide. He just got the back end out to the point that once he reached the outside curb, he could get slammed on the brakes, and it meant that Jack Kingsbury actually lost a little bit of time. But coming on the exit there, he does look a little bit closer. So coming down the start-finish straight, he may have another opportunity. Coming through the complex now towards the final corner, you can see they're taking different lines. Jack Kingsbury is trying to put Justin Griffiths on a compromised line, but Justin is having none of that so far. Round the last corner, onto the start-finish straight. He's looking quite close, but I don't think he's got enough there. So down the start finish straight, yeah, I think he's a little bit too far back to possibly make a move into turn 1.
Yeah, so that is the end of lap 5. There's 0.4 of a second between them across the line that time. So the best lap of the race, 1:39.074 for Justin Griffith. The race leader looking to become the 3rd different winner during the course of the weekend, and that shows how competitive this category is. Meanwhile, I'm just looking at the gap that Lewis Richardson has to James Gehagen. He is not necessarily making up any ground to Gehagen because he's trying to recover after his first corner off. He's in 3rd position in Class A at the moment. But the Class B leaders on their way down towards Tower Corner. That right rear bumper just flapping a little bit on the race leader's car. Must have been dislodged at some point, and it's just flapping a little bit in the breeze. I don't think it's going to be a serious problem. I don't think it's going to come flying off or anything like that unless there's maybe some contact to dislodge it. Probably something that the officials will keep an eye on though, but I don't think it merits a mechanical warning flag just at this stage. Up towards Sunny they go, and again it's Griffiths just tracked through, pinpoint precision by the number 3 car of Jack Kingsbury in 2nd place. They are now about 3 seconds clear of Darren Ransom in 3rd spot, so it's about these 2 for the victory this time, I think. Down into the complex for the 6th time, and it's Griffiths still with his nose in front, but again Kingsbury is very close behind, isn't he? And he could be in again a position to challenge on the way into Clairvaux. Let's see if he is this time.
I'm going to say, I think it's a little bit closer this time. Yes, he is. So he's stuck right on the back bumper. He may have an opportunity into turn one. He just needs to be brave on the brakes. He's trying to catch Justin Griffiths off guard, and that's not going to be an easy task. See, Justin Griffiths is keeping to his line on the right side. He does not want Jack Kingsbury to just dive up the inside. So Jack stays in the slipstream for the time being. He's going to follow him round turn one, turn two, Clio, Hawthorne Bend and the chicane, and try and get another run down the back straight. I think that rear bumper that you were just talking about on Justin Griffiths is getting slightly worse. It was not too bad at the start. I don't think it's at the point where it's going to be an issue yet, but I have just spotted what you're about to say. There is a car stuck down at the...
I think it's the 29 car of Joey DePrato. Yes, it is. Joey that is stuck there, which is a shame to see. Only started racing last year, done some Enduro car racing as well. It's the Autotech Motorsport car that's out of the race, but Jack Kingsbury is making a little bit of his presence felt, isn't he, as they come into the Jim Clark S's this time. Not really an unusual overtaking opportunity, but he's trying to really pile the pressure on the race leader, because that's what he's going to need, I think. He's just going to have to pressure there Griffiths into a mistake here.
I think that is probably his best bet, but Justin Griffiths looks completely unfazed by Jack Kingsbury's attacks at the moment. You can see there Darren Ransom, who should really be in this battle, but he just made that mistake on, I think it was lap one or lap two.
Lap one, yeah.
Just coming out of the complex, and since he lost the slipstream, he just hasn't been able to get back into that battle. But I tell you what, he's looking a lot closer. So I might be talking rubbish, I usually am, but coming into the final corner, Jack Kingsbury, is going right to the right-hand side. Darren Ransom is there to pick up the pieces if anything goes wrong. Jack Kingsbury is side by side now down the start finish road. This is close as he's been. He's probably going to slip down the left-hand side. I think Justin Griffiths is not going to let him have that right-hand side. He's going to stick him to the outside of turn one and try and just push him wide. So here we go into turn one, and Justin Griffiths keeps the position. Jack Kingsbury wisely just backs out of it, lives to fight another day, and all of this is bringing Darren Ransom right into it.
Yeah, that time Ransom took a second and a half out of the 2 litres. He's actually gone a bit deep through Hawthorne there, I thought, that time. Is there still yellow flags down there? No, I don't think there is. I think we're down to caution boards. Oh no, we do still have yellow flags there, I beg your pardon. So no overtaking there. Everyone had to get back into line, down towards Towers. Probably going to be 2 more laps, including the one that they are on, I reckon, to make it a 9-lap race, I should say. Out of the Tower Bend they go. It's now Ransom. It could well be that we do have a genuine 3-car fight going into the final lap or so here, Kieran.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, we were saying obviously Darren Ransom was out of it, or I was saying, and I'm usually wrong, and I've been proved once again that I am wrong. But if anything were to happen with Justin Griffiths and Jack Kingsbury, Darren is right there to pick up the pieces, and that's exactly the position he wants to be in. Realistically, at this point, if it goes cleanly and there's no incidents to report of, Darren Ransom probably unlikely to have a chance at the victory. But he's got to just try and make Justin Griffiths and Jack Kingsbury have a bit of a side-by-side, maybe push each other wide or something, and take advantage of that. So if you're Darren Ransom, would you attack Jack, or would you push him into Justin?
Yeah, one car just pulling off onto the side of the road at the Jim Clark S's. Not a particularly great place to be. We've got 1 minute 36 to go. The last lap board has gone out to the race leaders then. Justin Griffiths by half a second from Jack Kingsbury, then it's to the 7/10 back to Darren Ransom. Actually, Ransom was a bit closer on the way into the hairpin than he was coming out of it this time. There's a couple of places where we've got yellow flags, I think, which is not going to make things any easier for the drivers. Around they come through that yellow flags, and we've got a red flag now being shown as well. Race being stopped, possibly with those couple of cars off the circuit and in a dangerous position. So that wasn't showing initially on our timing screen, the red flag. It is now, and the race being stopped. Yes, we had that car off at the Jim Clark S's. I think it was the Mark Enoch car, the 316 car. Checkered flag is being waved in the pit lane as well, and surprisingly as we'd just got on to the last lap of the race. So a shame that we've had that premature conclusion to the VSG Crypto Clio Sport Championship just as it was boiling up into something like a grandstand finish, but with that car stops on the exit of Jim Clark S's, and the marshals now I can see pushing it out of the shot there from our static camera at the Jim Clark S's. That meant that the race had to be stopped. There's also the other car elsewhere around the lap of Joey DePrato that needs to be recovered as well. So the result will, I think, be declared at the end of lap 7, which is the last lap that everybody had completed. So let's have a look at the result then of the final race of the weekend for the VSG Crypto Clio Sport Championship, and we do get 3 different winners from the first 3 rounds of the season. Justin Griffiths, number 55, takes the win at the end of 7 laps. Second place goes the way of number 3, Jack Kingsbury, and third place goes the way of number 30, Darren Ransom. So between them, they've all occupied the top step of the podium once, and they've all been on the podium in all 3 races. Fourth, number 72, Pete O'Connor, as he continues to acclimatise to a new car for him, and fifth, number 111, Nick Harrison. Mark Ridout wins Class A in 6th place overall, car number 92. That's his first victory of the season, and he finishes ahead of number 12, Matt Hipkins, and I think it'll be then 27, James Gahagan, because I think Mark Enoch will be taken out of the results, and then I think it's going to be Lewis Richardson, who's not appearing on your screen for some reason, but I think it's going to be Lewis Richardson that will move up to 9th place and 3rd place within Class A. Then Jack McConnell will be 10th, and then Chris Page, Mark Witherington, Gaz Baton and Stephen Croxford, the last of the finishers. As I say, the Clios are next in action at Alton Park. That is at the end of May, the 31st of May, as part of the BMW Live event. We look forward to them having a double header there, and we'll see if we can get any more different winners out of the next 2 rounds of the championship. Should be a good event there at Alton Park. A reminder, still got 3 races to come here this afternoon at Croft. We've got the JDM Plates Master 7s coming up next. We've got the 3rd and final race of the weekend for the Nang Khang Thai Sports 1000 Championship, and to conclude the action, we've got the Takiwa Club Enduro Championship. Chris Page's bumper and other assorted bits of his car are just being brought back into the pit lane by the marshals, having followed his car down. We've got the top 3 in pit lane, and they're ready to speak to Kieran Mogg.
Yes, well, we're down here with the winner. 3 races, 3 different winners. You just came out of the car and said, I've been after one of those all weekend.
Yeah, I've been chasing this hat all weekend. Amazing race. Jack was putting me under so much pressure all the way because he's got such a strong engine in that car. I was just fortunate to stay in front of him, and I think the red flag was my benefit, because I think I was just running out of tyres at the end there, and he was, just pressuring me so much. Shame for Darren, I saw him go a little bit wide. But fair play to him, he must have driven a really quick race to catch back up to Jack.
Yeah, I think at one point he gained a second. When you 2 started battling, he gained a second on the 2nd last lap, I think it was, or 3rd last lap. So he caught up a second and obviously just managed to get in there. So great race, obviously, for the 3 of you, and great way to end the weekend. Yeah,
it was perfect. Perfect weather as well. I can't wait for the next one.
Indeed, look good for the next one then. Thank you very much. Speak to Jack Kingsbury in 2nd place. So Jack's just over here. So Jack, not quite this time. You were right there though.
Oh yeah, I was there. The best chance I had was when I got up the inside of him down a pit straight. My mirror got knocked in at the start, so I couldn't be too sure. I had to leave enough room for him, and he was there. So it was a good thing I did rather than try and cut him off. But he handled that well. Like I said earlier, I thought he'd be that sweaty after that race.
It looks like you guys are setting up quite an interesting fight for the championship this year.
Well, yeah, it's definitely all 3 of us have had a win this weekend, so. Hopefully it's this competitive throughout the whole year.
Yeah, definitely. Well, good luck for the next one, for the next weekend. We'll look forward to see what's happened.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm just glad to be back racing, thanks to all the sponsors and stuff like that. So, perfect.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And we'll speak to 3rd place, Darren Ransom. Darren, you had a bit of a lonely race for the majority of it. Talk about, firstly, what happened 2nd last corner. Had a bit of a wide...
I start. Didn't get off the line very well. And I come into the complex, brake pedal just went hard, couldn't stop the car. And then, I was trying to kind of manage it really, and then all of a sudden, I think the tyres as well, it took a little while for the tyres to switch on, and when they switched on, I was more comfortable again, and it seemed like it was coming back to me, but it was just too late. It was all on the first lap really. Yeah, the start, it was a bad start.
Yeah, you're still in for the championship obviously this year, because the 3 of you have had a win. Looking for it to be an interesting year.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I'll go quite well at all one. I had quite a good result there, my first class win there, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it should be a good year. yeah, good results.
Definitely. Well, good luck for the rest of the year, and we're looking forward to see how it all pans out.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you. And we'll speak to the Class A winner, Class B winner even, Myra Dow. Mark, you had a bit of an up and down day yesterday. I think this is redemption?
Yeah, I'm obviously chuffed with the class win. I tried to take it to the newer cars, but they were pretty quick round here, to be fair. So, yeah, obviously, it's all I could do really on the day of class win. I'm happy with that. So.
Definitely. You're obviously mixing up with these guys as well towards the front. So definitely some pace underneath you.
Yeah. I mean, for my first meeting, I'm happy. Still sort of, a few tweaks to do to the car, and yeah, hopefully we can long may it continue.
Definitely. Well, congratulations obviously on the weekend, and we look forward to see what happens in the next one.
Thank you. Yeah, see you later.
Cheers. Thank you very much.